Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Hello.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Cambrell Marshall. I'm a meteorologist at KPRC Channel 2, and okay, we got to get this thing started now.
Yeah, got to get this party started, that is for sure.
And I'm host of Houston Newsmakers on KPRC, and I'm also Melanie Lawson's co-host this evening. So that's a good thing.
Which we love every single year. Hey, Charlie Bolden, so excited to hear from you. Wow. So we are really looking forward to this. Cambrell and I look forward to our date every year.
Every year.
Every single year. By the way, I'm Melanie Lawson. I work a little TV station not so far away from him. And I also host Crossroads on Sunday.
That's right.
So we do our public affairs thing on Sundays as well.
And the good news is they're not against each other.
Yes,
so
that is good news for
right.
both of us. But we're thrilled to be back. This is the 10th anniversary for the HCC Black History Gala. And I tell you what, we've been here for most of them and would not miss any evening at all.
And this is different this year because last year we were honoring you.
Oh, that's right.
And so I was emceeing with someone else, and it was fine, but it's not like having your boo.
You are my boo. All right, don't repeat any of this later on. This is between us. And I tell you what, it was such a significant evening for me last year. I was so honored to be honored by HCC. It really meant a whole lot. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. And I especially remember that evening because my mom was here that night and she was beaming and so proud. And it was a very special evening for our whole family. So thank you to HCC for that. I'm glad you reminded me about last year this time. Well, we have such a phenomenal keynote speaker for tonight. In fact, he just walked by us, and we are so thrilled to be able to hear from him. We could definitely say he's out of this world. I won't, but I did, because it's written here. But we know how terrific Charles Bolden is. We are so proud of him as a Houston resident. I don't care if he has moved, we still claim you, Charlie. That's just the way that is. And we cannot wait to hear from him. He is just spectacular.
There's a lot of important parts of this evening, but this is one of the most important. We would not think of beginning this evening without the invocation. And to do that, we're going to call up Dr. Verna Swisher, the pastor of Galilee Community Baptist Church and CEO of Career and Recovery Resources, and an unstoppable leader in the class of 2013. He will provide this evening's invocation. Reverend?
Reverend?
Thank you, Cambrell, and thank you, Melody, and thank you for all the great work you both do in this community. You're unstoppable. Both of you are. Shall we pray? Dear God, our Father, how excellent is your name in this entire world. We are thankful tonight to have the opportunity to come and to fellowship with each other for this Black History Gala, sponsored by Houston Community College. Lord, we are so grateful for the leadership, Dr. Maldonado, Dr. Harmon, all of the college presidents, all of the trustees. Lord, we're thankful for each honoree, and we're thankful for Major General Bolden, who is such a fine example of leadership as he leads NASA. Lord, we pray that everything that's done is done to your pleasing, and that this food would be nourishment to our bodies. We are thankful for each honoree. We're thankful, dear God, for all of the sponsors, the underwriters, because we know the purpose of this scholarship gala is to support students, support education, so that their lives can be different with additional knowledge. Just bless this effort, bless all the staff, all the administrators, and we ask, dear God, that you let the words of our mouth and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen.
Thank you so much. It always takes a good pastor to be able to quiet down the room for a moment. We appreciate him. Well, in honor of Black History Month, we want to direct your attention right now to the screens. We've got a special video highlighting moments in Black history. So if you would, take a look on either side. The Negro National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. Always such a moving, moving song.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a number of special guests here this evening.
And actually, you're all special. Let me start off by saying that. You knew
That's
I
good.
was going to say that first.
That's good. That's good.
Absolutely. But we do have a few folks we would like to specifically recognize. I saw walking in just a couple of moments ago, Congressman Al Green, if he will stand up. It is always great to see him. He's got his work cut out for him. He's going to come up in just a moment and present a resolution, so we'll give him that in just a second. We also got regrets from Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. She was attempting to get here and was not able to, but I see her handsome husband, Elwin Lee, over there. Dr. Lee, good to see you. Bruce Austin is in the room. Bruce Austin, good to see you. Former trustee for HCC. I believe Maria Jackson, State District Judge, is here as well.
Yes, she
is
is.
Maria Jackson here in the house?
Yes, she is.
All right, I'm sure she is, okay. Well, good to see her wherever she is. I'd also like to ask the HCC trustees to stand up where they are in the room. I know they're almost all here. So if the HCC trustees would stand up so we can acknowledge them. It is great to see all of them. And if there are any elected officials. Okay. Who is,
Amanda Edwards, City
is
Councilwoman.
Amanda Edwards here? There she is. Great. Our newest City Council member. Good to see her.
Are there any other
Any other elected officials we might be overlooking? Oh, okay. And we're also hearing word that our new commissioner, County Commissioner Gene Locke, sent word from his office as well. Who are we pointing at?
And our county attorney.
Oh, yes, Vince Ryan is
Vince
here
Ryan
as
is in the
well.
house as well.
Good
Vince,
to
thank
see
you.
you. Now, if there's anybody else we've overlooked, elected officials in the room, if you would stand up where you are.
Especially because it's election season for many.
Yeah, that's right. All right, I believe we got just about everybody. If you'd help us give a big round of applause to all of them.
Thank you. And now let's get started with the program.
Why don't we, just before
that's
we do
right,
that,
Al.
if we don't mind, Congressman Al Green, if he can come on up for a quick word. By the way, he's got his work cut out for him. I don't know if many of you heard this evening as you were on your way here that Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia passed away suddenly while in the state of Texas. So Congress goes back with a very big job to deal with and a lot of important issues on the table. Congressman?
Thank you very much. Let's give our MCs a big expression of appreciation. Thank you. They have made it perspicuously clear that I have to be pithy and concise, terse and laconic, so I shall do so. What I'd like to do is share a moment in Black history with you, if I may. Shh. This is exceedingly significant. Just today, I was with the newly elected mayor of the city of Houston. This is a Black history moment. And we were on the campus of Texas Southern University. On the campus of Texas Southern University, at this time, at that venue, the precinct judge for that area is an African American. The city council person for that area is an African American. The state representative for that area is an African American. The county commissioner for that area is an African American. The mayor, city council, the congressperson for that area, all African Americans. And of course you know that the president of the United States for that area is the Honorable Barack Obama, 44th president of the United States of America. I mention this to you because don't let anybody tell you we have not come a long way. We truly have. Now, there's much work to be done, and I believe we're up to doing it. But we should never forget those who have made it possible for us to have these opportunities. We didn't get here because we are so smart. Others have paid the price so that we could have a better life. I think that we ought to thank all of our forefathers who sacrificed so that we could have a better life. Now, having said that, I want to present a proclamation The President of the United States of America, the Honorable Barack Obama, and I'm proud to serve under his leadership, annually issues proclamations recognizing Black History Month. And I have in my hand today a proclamation from the President, and I'm going to ask that the chairperson of the board come up, please, so that I may present this proclamation to HCC, the chairperson of the board. All right, and if you want others with you, Mr. Chairman, that's your call. The vice chairman, I'm told, should come. All right. I'm told now that other members of the board will come. All right. If you're in the room.
Checking the sides of the stage right now. We're checking. What is this, a Republican debate?
I am honored. I am honored on behalf of my constituents of the 9th Congressional District to present this, the National African American History Month 2016 proclamation issued by the President of the United States of America, the Honorable Barack Obama, and I do so as a proud African American. What I said tonight was not done in any way to do anything other than say we've come a long way. We're not saying we're better than anybody else. We are saying nobody's better than us. We're not saying we're better than anybody else, but we are saying we've come a long way, and we appreciate all of those who helped us get to this distance and this point. So let us celebrate and salute. Thank you.
Everybody get in the picture. Make sure we're all crowded in.
Now to my very good friend and frat brother, Major General Charles Frank Bolden. I just want to do this, if I may. We also have something called a Obama pen. And this pen, the last thing you need is something else from the president. He appointed you. But this is a pen that bears a facsimile of the president's signature, and I'm honored to present it to you. And if you will be so kind as to step up for just a moment, you will be properly introduced, but I will just introduce him as my fraternity brother, someone that I know well and someone who has served us well. And I want you to know, dear brother, that I appreciate you so much. I thank you on behalf of the constituents of the 9th Congressional District of Texas, and I would like to get a picture of you because this will get me elected for life.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Oh, one more.
That's right, the MC needs a picture.
Hey, Mel, put it on selfie.
I wish I could.
You don't know how to put it on selfie? Let's do a quick selfie. Cambrell, you know how to do selfie? No, we want to do the selfie.
Okay.
Come on, Cambrell. We're going to, a quick selfie.
We're going to see what, if he know, okay, now do it this way. Do it that way.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, come
All
on.
right, I got the longest arms, huh?
Yeah.
Cambrell, where are you?
He's
Cambrell,
laughing, that's where he is.
come on, get it, come on.
Save time.
All right,
Come on,
all right, everybody. Come on, Charlie.
I can get
All
in
right,
this picture.
all right, here we are. All right.
That's hilarious.
I love you.
All right.
Okay, okay. Okay, all right.
Thank you so much. Did you see how sad that was, all of us trying to figure out how to take a selfie? I know, you were laughing too. One more. We also have a resolution from Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, which I would also like to pass on to the chairman of the board. And if I can, Cambrell, I know you're going to pick up the program from there, and I'm going to hand this to this gentleman. Yes, to the vice chairman, I believe it is, and where did he go? Okay. I'm trying to figure out where he is. Did I lose you? Thank you very, very much. Cambrell, I'm sorry. Go
That's
ahead.
all right. He is the driving force behind Houston Community College. He's well into his plan to transform the institution, to position it for future growth. It's my pleasure to welcome HCC's Chancellor, Dr. Cesar Maldonado.
Thank you very much. You know, the driving force isn't me, it's all of you. And it's my pleasure to be here tonight. And what a great job Melanie and Cambrell Marshall do for us, emceeing this program. How about giving them a round of applause and thanking them? I also want to acknowledge the hard work of the committee that puts this event together. If it wasn't for all of their volunteerism and their dedication to community and to students, we wouldn't be having this event tonight. So let's give it up for them. And finally, in terms of recognition, my trustees that allow me the freedom to lead the institution and come up with new ideas, to partner with all of the staff and the faculty and the students to take HCC into the 21st century. Let's have a round of applause for the trustees, please. You know, this Gala provides scholarships for students of African American descent. It's scholarships and support that are sorely needed in order to help these students succeed in the future. The 21st century is different and it's very demanding. And not only the financial support, but the moral support that comes from this type of an organization is invaluable. After attending the event this morning over at our West Loop campus, listening to the general speak and to the NASA administrator staff speak, I want to sign up to be an astronaut. So tonight's theme of no boundaries, no limits, the pursuit of greatness in an age of exploration should be nothing new to us. We've been on this journey for a long time. I've enjoyed it since I was a child. What comes next? Where are we going next as a country? Where are we going next as a society? This event is a milestone in helping guide us in that direction of what comes next. 21st century is going to be different. We already know it. The acceleration of technology, the science, engineering, and math that our students are going to require. At HCC is very well positioned to deliver that for the entire Houston community. With the help of our faculty, our staff, we're positioning ourselves with industry partners to be the lead, to be the feeder institution to the universities in the area, and to provide workforce diplomas and certificates that put our students in the workforce and allow them to experience what leadership is and what success is. And it's all done with your help and your support. So nowhere can argue that tonight we're surrounded by greatness, the people who have had a powerful impact on our lives and our community. You heard Congressman Green talk about his time at TSU this afternoon with all the leadership that represents the community, and it's a great example for all of us. They reached for the stars, and so must we continue to do that for ourselves and for our students. And later you're going to hear from our keynote and share some of his experiences in the road to success and in reaching for the stars, and his vision on how he transformed not only himself, but an entire government agency that was trying to figure out what was next for it. From the Earth to the Moon to Mars, I don't know what's next. Maybe he'll tell us tonight. But I did caution him as he was talking to the congressman about, I wasn't really sure, as long as it wasn't funding, because I'm concerned about funding for the college as well. So we have a spectacular array of successful leaders of our community, of our nation here tonight. And it's my privilege to be here representing HCC, and thank you for allowing me to lead the institution and represent you on a daily basis as we push our students to succeed every day and achieve their vision for the future and their success. Thank you all for being here and supporting the institution. Have a great evening, and I hope to see you soon at an HCC event. Thank you.
Maldonado, that was great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Before we continue the program, I want to make sure that we recognize all the folk who are here who are associated with, work at, work with, work for NASA. A lot of folk who are here who are involved with our program that means so much to our community. Will all of you who are involved with the NASA program please stand up? Please be recognized. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do. great, great assets to our community. By the way, this whole program is all about raising money, and the 10 years of it is all included in this magazine, which, are we in this?
Probably.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we're in it or not. It's representative of the 10 years, and yes, Terrence is on the front. Wasn't that a special year? We learned a lot, but he should be an astronaut. The kind of stuff he knows, the way he was talking, out of this world was Terrence Howe. Okay, now some of you who were there, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, but this is only $10, and so this goes toward the scholarships as well. That's all I'm saying. So when someone comes around this evening and wants to offer you one, please accept.
And we've had such outstanding speakers over the years. I imagine a lot of them are in that book as well.
are.
So take a walk down memory lane, even if me and Cambrell ain't in there, whatever. I'm just kidding. Yeah, well, let's have the vice chair come up, please.
Stepped in before so well.
Say no. Come on, Chris.
Rest assured, the HCC Board of Trustees is committed to continuing to provide a sound and meaningful college education for Houston. We know our work is ever-changing and demanding. As Houston grows and changes, so does HCC. I encourage you to look at us and what we'll do in the coming months and years. We have our eyes fixed firmly on the prize, and that is to continue to make HCC the best community college in the country. Thank you. And thank you from my heart, because this has been it's very satisfying to be a part of this board and to see what this institution does. And for us to help guide the leadership that moves this institution the way it does, offering opportunities to people from so many different backgrounds. We're in one of the most diverse communities in the country, and I think our institution reflects that well. Not only the opportunities it offers, but the folks that work here come from just unbelievable different backgrounds, and all that coming together is so much more than a sum of the parts. And we're very fortunate to have the leadership we do with the Chancellor, and we're glad to assist him in any way we can to further the mission. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was terrific, and we appreciate you stepping up for us. Well, one of the main reasons the Black History Scholarship Gala exists is because of all the students it is aiming to help. And we have seen so many of them over the years and seen them go on to bigger and much better things. Sybil Davis is chair of the BHC Scholarship Committee and associate chair for English at HCC Central, and will introduce our scholarship recipients tonight. Always one of my favorite parts of the evening. Ms. Davis?
Good evening. Good evening. 12 great students received Black History Scholarship Awards this year. Please join me in applauding and bringing to the stage these 4 scholarship recipients who have joined us tonight. Miss Angela Dowdy. She's not here. Sharon Jackson. Teal Pete. And Lawrence Thomas. The name of all 12 scholarship recipients are on the back of your program. Our scholarship recipients have great dreams and big plans to continue their college educations. Thank you for sponsors for helping them reach to their stars. Thank you so much.
Try to get you around these stupid microphones. So proud of you guys, by the way.
Absolutely.
Great, you guys. Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Yeah, get your picture took. That's the first thing. Well, I tell you what, now that we've had a chance to award our scholarship winners, we're so proud of them. We want to talk about some of our other big shots tonight. You've seen their pictures and information out in the gallery in the foyer, or foyer at your house. You know how it goes. This is the Black History Committee's Unstoppable Leadership Gallery. It recognizes people who have made huge differences, not only in our city, but really beyond its borders.
They've done a great many things. Some have created foundations, some nonprofit organizations, or do work that benefits people both locally and globally. They do wonderful things. That's why they're there in the gallery. In short, they're bold, they're strong, and they are totally unstoppable.
In fact, there are 10 unstoppable leaders in the BHC Leadership Gallery, and tonight we want to add 5 more to that number. In fact, we want to present our unstoppable class of 2016 in alphabetical order, so nobody can be mad that I read them first or last. Theldon Branch III, Commissioner for the Port of Houston Authority. And just reappointed to that position. Mr. Branch is a successful businessman and community leader. William Harwell, who is a NASA engineer and inventor, and among his many inventions, the mechanism to capture that orbiting spacecraft, that big long arm that goes out.
Cheryl Moore McNair, the founder of the Dr. Ronald E. McNair Educational Science Literacy Foundation, or we know it as DREAM,
The DREAM
Foundation. It educates and inspires youth to pursue STEM careers. Eileen J. Morris, the artistic director of the Ensemble Theater.
Woo!
Actress and community volunteer. Judson Robinson III. President and CEO, Houston Area Urban League, former city council member and community leader. And now let's turn our attention to the screens to hear from our honorees and what it means to be unstoppable.
I think the first thing that you have to do to be unstoppable is to convince yourself that you're unstoppable.
I think unstoppable means that you're not going to let anything stop you from achieving your goals.
I think the main quality you have to have is one, you have to have faith.
I think being an unstoppable leader means that you're not afraid to grow.
You have to be determined to be unstoppable. I'm very determined and very unstoppable. It took me 9 years to finish my 4-year degree. I went to school for 2 years, then I stopped going to school, got married, got a job at a telephone company, but I still had the goal that I wanted to be the aeronautical engineer that we discussed earlier. And so I went to school at night.
Particularly after the death of my husband, I wanted to develop something that would continue the dream that the two of us had. I continue with the foundation that I've started.
I think all the presidents of the urban leagues throughout the country, they feel this is mission work. There's 94 affiliates throughout the country. There used to be over 110.
I don't know if I've always been unstoppable, but I've not been afraid to do something that maybe others would say, let's think twice about it.
I dared to dream as a young black boy in Third Ward, Texas, that I could be a titan of business in Houston. And so that was my dream, that was my goal. And so over the years, a lot of people helped me to get to this point.
I'd like to be seen as unstoppable because I would like to achieve. I want to see our youth succeed.
As we celebrate Black history, we as a people are unstoppable.
I mean, just look at we as African American people. That's what's been happening for us all of our lives.
So as we go into our 50th year, obviously we've demonstrated that we're unstoppable.
I'm not one that's been awarded a lot for my accomplishments, but I think I've done some pretty cool things.
I am unstoppable.
I am unstoppable.
I am unstoppable.
And they really are all unstoppable. We know them so well, and we've watched them work so quietly and effectively in our community, and we are so proud of the unstoppable class of 2016. So if they would all come to the stage, we got a little something, something for them. And here we go. What a good-looking bunch, too, as a matter of fact. I'm gonna get out of the way so you can get your hardware. All right. Okay, this is hardware, Mr. Hardware. There you go. You're so welcome for this. Give me a kiss. Velda, congratulations. I'm proud of you. Justin, you don't get one, you know. We are so proud of all of you all, and we're going to get out of the way so they can get one fantastic picture. Yes. Eileen can act like she got one. That's how that goes.
Okay, Vicky.
Vicky. I know somebody can take a better picture than I can.
Is it good? Okay, thank you.
Look at Cambrell. So you should have given it to Vicky, too.
Hey, these are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
All right, Cambrell, why don't you come on up, and would you guys take one of the two of us with them? And Dr. Harmon, Dr. Maldonado, if y'all would come on up. If you will indulge me. I know Cambrell keeps reminding me that the stage may be overloaded at some point. So.
You need different letters.
Yes, that's right.
Some can go behind.
All right, yeah. Okay, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry.
You okay? Can you? Oh, no, you can't be seen. Here.
I'm sorry.
No, no, right there.
Can you see now?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, well, I think we are. Thank you so much. Congratulations to everybody. We are so proud of you all. We really, really appreciate it. And those will be great to brag about.
And it's nice and cozy up here, too, so we feel like family. It's a beautiful thing.
Oops. Don't do like
And now it's my great pleasure to bring to the stage
Sorry.
HCC District 4 trustee, Dr. Carolyn Evans Shabazz. Dr. Evans Shabazz was appointed to the board in May. Please welcome her as she introduces this year's Joyce M. Reynolds Lifetime Achievement recipients.
Good evening, and giving honor to God. That's what I'm used to doing when I'm standing here. But I am so very honored to be here. I do travel a lot, but I have to say that going to the moon has never been on my bucket list. And the closest I've probably ever gotten there was marrying my husband or being elected as District 4 trustee. And I thank you. Okay, let me find my script.
Oh, yeah, let me help.
Please.
Okay, there you go.
All right. But I am still on cloud nine. Boris Miles is a product of the Trey, 3rd Ward, and proud of it. Homeboy. You may know him as the Texas representative for District 146. He is serving his 4-year term of office, a position. Okay, all right, I guess that was a Steve Harvey moment. Because that's what's on my paper. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, but I stand corrected, thank you. Boris, you got some followers here. And he's held this position, I'm scared to say, since 2006, maybe? Yes. So, Mr. Miles, if you will come forward. Thank you. I saw him earlier.
He's right here.
Okay.
Didn't you hear him talking all that noise over there?
It probably was him that hollered. That was your mama. That was my mama. We're not playing the dozens. It was really his mother. On behalf of the Houston Community College and the trustees and the administration, we want to honor you with giving you this award. And thank you so much for your service to the state, to the city, and to the 3rd Ward. All right. Thank you.
Why don't you let him speak for a second? I'll get the second page. Come on, I got you covered. I'll find it. Come on, Boris. Come on, let me say a word.
I guess we'll take a picture together. Trey. Want to say a few words?
Thank you. Whereas I reside in the Trey right now, I am a proud product of Sunnyside, Texas. Let me say thank you to the Dr. Ronaldo and HCC trustees, but more importantly to the Black History Committee here at HCC. 10 years ago, when they embarked on having the Black History Gala, I joined on then, and I've been on with you for the last 10 years. So I want to say thank you for this honor this evening. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge my beautiful mother, my #1 supporter, and my #1 cheerleader, my mother, Diane Miles. Did she fall? And she hadn't had anything to drink, y'all. That's just the excitement about her son. And my beautiful wife, who is the backbone of my household, and my children, Faith and Grace Miles, and my wife, Sadani Miles. Thank you. And my beautiful staff that allows me to do everything and move around. My great assistant, executive assistant, Ms. Camille Foster, and my beautiful staff. Thank y'all for allowing me to be out of the office and get around and do the things that I do. Real briefly, the things that I do, I told somebody earlier, I think it was Judson that asked me, who said congratulations, where I'm honored and humbled for this award. Dr. Harmon, I don't do it for the awards, I do it for the need. And here in Houston, we have a lot of need for educating our children, and that's what's important. So I would say to you tonight, please pick up those envelopes on your table. This is a very serious engagement tonight, but it's for a purpose, and it's for a purpose of scholarships for the kids. So I thank you again, and I thank you, Ms. Shabazz, for all that you've done for me. Thank you all very much.
Okay, I'm gonna try to go a little bit further in the program. Our next Lifetime Achievement recipient is also a proud Houstonian. Judge Alfred H. Bennett was appointed as the United States District Judge for the Southern District of Texas by President Barack Obama in 2015. He was unanimously confirmed by the Senate. He has a long history of legal excellence, having served as a civil court judge and an attorney for Fulbright and Jaworski, Solar and Fernandez, and as a solo practitioner. What is also very noteworthy, though, is his commitment as a Boy Scouts leader, and that Judge Bennett was named Father of the Year by Jack and Jill of America in 2015. Please join me in honoring Federal Judge Alfred Bennett as a Joyce M. Reynolds Lifetime Achievement recipient.
Well, to the Chancellor, the trustees, General, the elected officials, and other public servants here, thank you so much. It's an unbelievable honor when the President of the United States calls you into service. And since that time, it has just been an unbelievable whirlwind. But to stand here and to get recognition from the people in this room means so much to me. It is always wonderful to be honored by your community and to have the respect of your community. So thank you so much. Like Boris, I have a backbone in my household as well. My lovely wife, Tanyelle, we will be celebrating 21 years of marriage come September. And that is my greatest achievement. My Black History moment, I was talking to the congressman as he left. I am the 5th African-American federal judge in the state of Texas. Judge George Hanks, who was nominated along with me and confirmed 1 week later, is the 6th. Of the 6 African-American federal judges, 5 are still in service today. And the face of the bench in Texas and in this nation is changing, and is due in large part to President Barack Obama. So tonight, I say thank you. I appreciate your recognition. And I promise you, I will do all that I can do to honor the President's trust and confidence and to honor your recognition here tonight. Thank you.
Our final recipient is a woman who has made history and broken barriers on Earth and well beyond. Macy Jemison is an astronaut, engineer, entrepreneur, physician, and educator. She was the first woman of color worldwide to go into space aboard a joint space shuttle mission with the Japanese Space Agency. She was the Area Peace Corps medical officer for Sierra Leone and Liberia and founded 2 technology companies. She also founded the nonprofit Dorothy Jemison Foundation for Excellence, which designs a STEM education experience. A trained dancer and a member of Fortune 500 company boards, Dr. Jemison was the first astronaut to appear on that space fans' favorite Star Trek. Dr. Jemison leads 100-Year Starship, a global initiative to ensure the capabilities for human travel to another star within the next 100 years while transforming life on Earth. Please join me in honoring Dr. May C. Jemison as a Joyce M. Reynolds Lifetime Achievement Award recipient.
I believe you were accepting on May's behalf.
You're
is
accepting
that
on her
right?
behalf. Come on in, up rather. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm Dr. Ada Jemison, and I see Charlie there. And Charlie's wife was responsible for helping me, both me and May, settle into Houston in 1991, May in 1987. And I have been given a text to read to you guys tonight, and I better do it right. Even though I'm the big sister, she acts like she's the big sister now, since she went into space. She told me to say, yes, I'm Dr. Jemison, Dr. Ada Jemison, and Dr. May Jemison is my sister, but I always say it the other way around. I am Dr. May's sister. She asked me to convey her sincerest appreciation for this honor and to give her regrets that circumstances conspired to prevent her from coming tonight. And she really is very, very sad that she can't make it here. But I'm here, and I do want to say one thing that's just for me. I'm a psychiatrist and a child and adolescent psychiatrist, and I've practiced in Houston. I've also practiced in New Zealand, Connecticut, Colorado, Missouri. I want to say that Houston Community College, though by far, is the one community college that I have seen so many people that I've had contact with come out of Houston Community College doing great things. I've also seen how much Houston Community College does for students who don't necessarily have a lot of wherewithal in getting into school. You know, I've seen, and you know, some people have been patients of mine or family members of patients, and they talk to me all the time about how Houston HCC goes the extra step in like giving them special hours, for instance, giving them extra time to complete school. And I just think that's pretty great. I think it's great, and I can say that with all sincerity, that, you know, we're very appreciative of Houston Community College. And especially in the medical field, I think most of us are. But back to what May wanted me to say. She sees this Lifetime Achievement honor as a provocative. That means she feels it prompts her to consider her past. And she wants you to know that it makes her feel very warm that people appreciate her and that the people here appreciate her. But mostly, she wants people to know that this kind of achievement award kind of prompts you to start thinking about what you want to do in the future. You know, like, hey, you can't rest on your laurels. What are we going to do next? And this sort of segues into the 100-Year Starship Initiative that, started out as a grant from the Department of Defense Research Department and is now taken over by the Dorothy Jemison Foundation for Excellence. But there's no launch date. She wants you to know that. There's no launch date. There's no mission set. The goal is to prompt radical innovation and ambition to see ourselves connected as Earthlings. If we go into space, when we go into space, we have to be together. This is me talking now. We do. We have to be as one. Right now, we have a long way to go, but we're getting there. And families like the Houston Community College family is just one example of people being connected. The mission for 100-Year Starship is an inclusive, audacious journey that transforms life here on Earth, and then we go beyond. Thank you for this honor from my sister, and I thank you for having the opportunity to meet people that I haven't met before and to see what all is going on. Thanks so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, let's take a picture.
Oh, we got to take a picture.
Yeah, you got to take your picture.
Do it, step on the side. Those trophies are pretty heavy. It makes a difference for how long your speech is.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
I made all the men know that.
Thank you.
And before the other Dr. Jemison leaves, Carolyn, want to bring up our first two winners, Boris and Judge Bennett. Not only because we want one picture of all of you all, but because I forgot to give you something. So, Judge Bennett and Boris Miles, if y'all will come back to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi, Melanie.
Good to
It's
see
so
you.
good to see
Thank
you,
you.
too.
Yeah, you live in Houston.
Congratulations. Do we have everybody? Boris, are you here? Oh, he's in the restroom. Oh, sorry.
Okay, that was.
And now I told everybody.
That was a Hillary Clinton moment there, right?
Oh, there he is. Okay, never mind. Y'all didn't hear what I said.
Well, I got the one. Let's all put our hands.
You all just take
Al, remember, you wouldn't be here without me.
Oh.
I know, man. I almost told that story.
All right. Big.
Okay. It's the first time you have it. Well, the mic's still there. I can still do it. Is that it?
No, hold on, one more. And we got awards, resolutions that go to all three of them.
I will.
No, don't. Just
I
hand them
won't,
over.
trust me. And I'd like to.
All right. Thank you all so much, and congratulations to everybody.
And I'm not going to read it. I'm going to give this certificate of congressional recognition to State Representative Boris Miles, to Judge Alfred Bennett.
Thank you.
And on behalf of Dr. Mae Jemison, her beautiful sister. Thank you.
Yeah, those Jemisons are underachievers, aren't they, Charlie? Wow, it's fantastic.
We come to a special part of our program this evening when we have an opportunity to hear our keynote speaker, and to introduce him is a special person himself.
Okay, don't give Chris the big head here. Trustee Chris Oliver has been an honorary chair of this magnificent gala for the past 10 years. And we'd like to welcome him, but also we'd like to welcome his incredibly handsome date for the evening. How are you doing? Good. Come on up, you guys.
Ground control to Major Tom. Chancellor, you owe me $50. I told you I would do that. Thank you, Melanie and Cambrell. For the last 10 years, we've had nothing but excellent MCs. Whatever we're paying you is too much. Our keynote speaker is a visionary leader, Major General Charles Bolden. Okay, thank you so much. Major General Charles Bolden is NASA's administrator. He is the top man at the space agency. It's a post he's had since 2009. He took over the agency at a difficult time in our nation's history. We were in a recession. Many people were not thinking about space. They were focused on survival. But in his time with NASA, the agency has rebounded and looking again to the stars and to the heavens. Tonight, as General Bolden talks about our theme of pursuing greatness in an age of exploration, let's take a look at what makes our keynote speaker so uniquely outstanding. Before I bring him on, this young man here is my son, Giovanni. He was very anxious today to meet a real live astronaut because that's what he wants to be when he grows up. At least today he is. Tomorrow he'll probably want to be a Power Ranger. But tonight it was astronaut. And so since he's behaved so good on the stage, I told him I would let him say Happy Valentine's Day to all the beautiful women in the room, right? Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
What? That's good, I told you. Without further ado, roll video.
3, 2, 1. We have ignition. We have liftoff. Liftoff of Columbia in mission 61C. And the shuttle has pulled the tower.
Major General Charles F. Bolden, Jr. has launched into space aboard Columbia, Discovery, and Atlantis. Twice as a shuttle pilot, twice as mission commander. Now, after a lifetime of service and achievement, he's risen to the top position as the administrator of NASA. Bolden is the first African American to lead the space agency and has been inducted into the Astronaut Hall of Fame. But before Bolden was an astronaut, or even a Trojan, he was a Hawk, a proud member of Marine All-Weather Fighter Attack Squadron 533 stationed in Thailand, where he flew over 100 combat sorties in 1972 and 73, and went on to become a test pilot, clocking over 6,000 flight hours in his decorated career. Bolden considers his 34 years in the Marine Corps among his proudest achievements.
I am a graduate of the Naval Academy. I went to graduate school at the University of Southern California. I am a Marine. I'm still a Marine. We're privileged to wear the uniform of United States Marine Corps, and I think we wear it today, one way or another. So I'm a very proud Marine.
In 1977, while still on active duty, Bolden earned a Master's of Science degree in Systems Management from USC, now a part of the Viterbi School of Engineering.
What is it about Earth that keeps us from being able to do lots of things sometimes? What's the big factor on gravity? What does gravity do? Keeps us on the ground.
Throughout his distinguished career, Bolden has always taken time to visit elementary schools. It's his mission to inspire the next generation of scientists.
If I go to a classroom today, it's different than when I went when I was an astronaut in 1980. I could ask, how many of you want to be an astronaut? And every hand went up in the class. When I go to a school today and ask that question, I may see 3 hands.
Bolden and the White House are working to change that.
Our focus is really trying to help the president with his STEM initiative, trying to help with his desire to produce the most number of college graduates we've ever had in 2020. And NASA's a very important part of that.
This is really cool. It's like a once in a lifetime opportunity, and it's so exciting to get to come see NASA.
We've got some great things that we have to do, and because the nation deserves it, and my 3 granddaughters deserve it.
Because Bolden knows he's had a privileged view out the space shuttle window, and it's changed his perspective.
I saw the beauty of the Middle East. appearing peaceful and serene, in spite of its earthly reality of violence in that region. I viewed with sadness the majestic Amazon rainforest, considered a model of serenity and peace, yet devastated by deforestation.
His space flights included gathering critical climate and atmospheric information during the mission to Planet Earth STS-45 in 1992. And in 1990, in STS-31, Bolden helped launch the Hubble telescope,
Our window on the universe.
which opened all of our eyes to just how much we have left to learn and the rewards of pursuing it.
I want to go to Mars. I think everybody wants to go to Mars. That is a place, you know, but that is not a destination. We are explorers. We have always been that way.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, it is my extreme pleasure to introduce to you Major General Charles Bolden, Jr. Give it up.
Thank you very much, Giovanni. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Hopefully I've made a new friend tonight in Giovanni. He's now an official member of the NASA family, so if any of you have some things you want NASA to do, let him know. He probably will have more effect at getting things done than I do. I've got my NASA contingent over here, and I kidded them earlier today. They had a panel this morning for the students and did an absolutely superb job. And I had to tell them I was glad they were on the panel and not me with some of the questions the kids asked. So thanks very much to all of you for doing what you did. Congratulations to all of the award recipients tonight. All of you have been recognized for different things that you've done here in the Houston community, all very well deserved. And I think most of you know Jackie and I, Houston's home. We lived here for a grand total of 20 years. We were here 14 years the first time in the middle of my Marine Corps career when I was in the astronaut office. And then after I transitioned from the Marine Corps, since my wife does not allow me to use the R word, so we transitioned. And we came back and spent 6 years here before the president nominated me to be the NASA administrator. So it's always good to come back home to Houston. I also want to say it's a pleasure to be here with a number of my Boulay brothers. The good congressman has departed now, but he's not an Omega. I don't think. He's an Alpha. I knew there was something wrong with him. Is that right? Nah, no. All right. Well, enough. Now that I'm in trouble, I really want to thank you all very much for just allowing me to come and be a part of this day. I don't know how many of you had an opportunity to come out earlier today for the program that was done over on campus, but it was absolutely spectacular. We had students from around the area, and I am one that kind of judges the future of America based on what you see and hear in students. And if that was any indication, we're in good shape. They were inspiring. They were motivating. They were full of questions. And I was trying to figure out who was feeding them those questions because they were pretty big-time questions. Am I right back there, my NASA contingent? So I felt good when I left it. Let me say a special thanks, though, and where's Dr. Davis? She has been running around like a... I want to give a special thanks to Dr. Carolyn Davis. She has worked incredibly hard for this day, for this gala, and she and her team have exhibited absolutely superb hospitality to me from the moment I arrived right up until getting up from my table there. So I cannot say enough about Dr. Davis and her team putting this gala together. I also, again, want to thank all of our NASA employees, those of you who gave of your time this morning, because I know, a Saturday, you could have been off doing all kinds of other stuff. But I really appreciated your coming out, serving on the panel, hosting the traveling road show that we have, and what's the name of it again? Okay, now there are too many people back there. One of you tell, I'm trying to get the name of my trailer right, since I'm paying for it. Okay, yell it out one more time. Driven to Explore. If you have not seen it, you need to see it. It's a, you know, it's a big old trailer, and it travels around the country. And it's just a traveling road show that tells you about NASA, what we're doing today, and what we're doing into the future. And so I want to thank them for bringing that out. Happy day before Valentine. I joined Giovanni in thanking everybody and thank you very much for wishing all of the ladies happy Valentine Day. On a personal note, it's perfect timing that I'd come spend some of this time with all of you around Valentine's Day, because we're really here to celebrate three great loves of mine: the people of Houston, community colleges and scholarships, and particularly those that provide opportunities to young Americans who might not otherwise be able to afford school. So in this spirit of Valentine's Day, let me begin by saying that I've long been a not-so-secret admirer of Houston Community College. I say this wearing not only my NASA hat, but also as someone who was a Houston resident for many years, 20 years all totaled. I admire the fact that you enroll in the neighborhood of 70,000 people through your various programs, including nearly 39,000 full-time equivalent students. I admire the way that you reach underserved communities, that when you measure by semester credit hours, more than half of your students are women, that approximately a third are African American and another third are Hispanic. I admire the fact that your students come from as close as Mission Bend here in Houston, and from as far away as Morocco, Japan, Indonesia, Russia, El Salvador, Nigeria, Colombia, Kazakhstan, India, and the Philippines, just to mention a few. And that's just a short list. I also admire that your student population reflects diversity not only of gender, race, and ethnicity, but also of age. I understand that more than 12,000 of your students are over the age of 30. That's a large enough population to fill some schools' entire enrollment. I'd be remiss if I did not mention as well that I admire your students and faculty spent more than 2.7 million contact hours studying and teaching mathematics and developmental mathematics alone during the 2013-2014 academic year. Furthermore, I admire the way you work so well with NASA. One great example I heard about is how you joined our friends at NASA's Johnson Space Center, as well as the Houston Rockets and Space Center Houston, in hosting 400 area middle school students from underrepresented communities for a very cool student rocket launch finale event this past spring. Along these lines, I admire the way that you've connected a number of your students with NASA's Community College Aerospace Scholars Initiative. For those of you who may not yet be familiar with this initiative, we bring students from across the country to one of our NASA centers for 3 days and also connect them interactively through the internet to NASA engineers. The goal is to encourage them to pursue study and careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. And I'm going to talk about why we all know this is so important in a moment. I also admire how you've sent teams to participate in activities like the Reduced Gravity Education Flight Program and an exciting challenge at the Natural Buoyancy Lab, where an HCC team designed a tool for spacewalks and conducted dive operations.
It's for these and so many other reasons that I truly believe that both NASA's journey to Mars and America's continuing journey to social justice run through Houston Community College and institutions like it. Frankly, scholarship initiatives for black students are an important part of the reason why. Let me explain for a moment what I mean by all of this. I want to read you 3 quotes, and afterwards I'll tell you who said them. The first quote is, "In my view, education ought to be the civil right of the 21st century." The second, "To me, access to quality education is the civil rights issue of our time, and something I take incredibly personally." The third and final quote, "Like many of you, I believe that education is the single most important civil rights issue that we face today." Former House Speaker John Boehner uttered the first quote. The second was written in a Huffington Post blog by Tess Razor, a teacher at the Success Academy in the Bronx, New York. And First Lady Michelle Obama uttered the third. For all the progress we've made together as a nation, in 2013, and this goes back to what Representative Green said, we have a lot for which we should be proud. Don't ever forget that. You know, I grow weary of people saying we have not done much. We have done an incredible amount. There is an awful lot for which we should be proud. But, there's always the but. But, we have a long way to go. In 2013, there were 11 states where not a single black student took the AP Computer Science exam. 11. That's the same year that there were 8 states where not a single Hispanic student took the exam. And believe it or not, there were also 2 states where not a single female student took the exam. Not one. Not one. I want to be very clear in saying this. As Americans, we're better than this. And we have to do better. To state the obvious, when our students don't study STEM subjects, they don't end up working in STEM careers. Less than 7% of our nation's STEM workforce is black. Just over 6% are Latino, and less than 1% are Native American or Alaska Native. We are all here tonight because we recognize that disparities like this hold our country back. They hold us back in our nation's long march towards social justice. They hold us back, and they hold back our economic potential, and they also hold back our potential for discovery, innovation, and technological advance. After spending my career in both the United States Marine Corps and at NASA, I'm convinced today, more than ever before, that our country's greatest asset is our diversity. We will need to leverage this diversity. We will need to leverage this diversity to compete for jobs and to accomplish our big goals, including the goal of sending American astronauts to Mars. And I have to say, you know, I'm very proud that in the 2013 class of astronauts, the last class we selected, although, hint, hint, for some of you who may be interested, we are still accepting applications until the 18th of this month. We already have more than 10,000 applicants, but we're still accepting more. But I'm very proud to say that in the 2013 class, we started out with more than 6,300 applicants. We whittled that down and selected 8. And of the 8 we selected, 4 were women and 4 were men. That is the first time in anything I've ever been involved with when we had a 50-50 split. And that was because we picked the absolute best of the 6,300 that applied, and it fell out that way. Which makes me believe that when women and minorities are given a fair chance, they not only can, but they will compete, and they will compete well. The fact of the matter is that our industries and our partners in industry tell us that There's a skills gap in our country right now. What I mean by this is that businesses have good jobs they'd like to fill, but they're unable to find enough potential employees who have the necessary skills training. That's what HCC does. You know, we at NASA don't need all PhDs. We don't need all master's degree graduates. We don't need all bachelor's degree graduates. But we do need people who have technical skills such as those that HCC provides. STEM jobs tend to pay higher salaries. The training for many of these jobs can be obtained right here at Houston Community College. Other of these jobs require training that students can obtain after getting their start at HCC and transferring to a four-year program. This brings us to Mars. As I mentioned a moment ago, NASA is on a journey to Mars. It's a journey that will take American astronauts to the red planet in the 2030s. Today's children are a part of what I call the space generation. They're growing up in times when astronauts from many nations fly together in space every single day. And, you know, I'm going to step away from my prepared script here because one of the young men today asked a question of the panel that just blew me away. He said, with all the strife that we have in the world and all the discord that we have with Russia, what do we do that allows us to keep working so well with them in space? I think I'm kind of paraphrasing what he said, and essentially what the panel told him was that space is actually focused on peace. And it is when we seek a common goal and when we work on a common mission, we forget about our individual differences. We forget about our individual differences. I am one who is known for going around Washington, D.C., trying to get somebody to nominate the International Space Station for the Nobel Peace Prize. And I'm serious when I say that. That is not a joke. Because when you think about it, we have been flying humans on the International Space Station without interruption for the last 15 years. And if you're a geopolitical person, then you know that during that time we've gone through Russian incursion into Georgia, Russian incursion into Ukraine, discord with our European partners, discord with our Japanese partners, and yet those are the people with whom we live and work in space every single day. We have NASA personnel from the Johnson Space Center, a team called the Houston Support Team, that lives and works with their families sometimes in Moscow every single day for 6 months to a year, 2 years at a time, making sure that everything's going well on the International Space Station. We have a similar team from Moscow that comes here and does the same thing every single day, year after year after year for the last 15 years. An American youngster, an American child who is 15 years or younger has not known a single day. In fact, they have not known a single second of their lives when astronauts from different countries have not been living and working together aboard the International Space Station. Not 1 second in the last 15 years. So when people tell you that we don't have a space program anymore, say, excuse me? Have you heard of NASA? Because we have a robust space program, and it is getting better every single day. To send humans to Mars, we need to provide every member of this space generation with the opportunity to reach her or his potential in whatever field they choose to pursue. From our journey to Mars calls not only for a new generation of astronauts, and we're still accepting those applications, as I mentioned earlier, through the 18th of this month, hint, hint, it will require folks who studied astronomy here at Houston Community College. We also need HCC alumni who've studied drafting and engineering technology. We need HCC alumni who've completed your curriculum in geographic information science, in mathematics, and in physics. Because getting to Mars is an international endeavor, we need alumni from your World Languages program. We need alumni from your teacher education program to capture the imagination of a new generation of students. We need the alumni of your art, dance, and filmmaking programs to spark excitement among the public at large. We need alumni of your philosophy program to help our nation grapple with some of the big ethical questions that are going to be involved in sending humans to Mars. We need your nursing and physical therapist assistant alumni to care for our astronauts. We need alumni from your fire protection and fire science and safety programs to keep us all safe. Your culinary arts alumni might very well help come up with a nutritional program that sustains our astronauts through the long-duration space missions. 8 months one way to Mars, a year on the surface, 8 months coming back. That's a long time. Your history and anthropology graduates can help provide perspective as we look to keep a permanent human presence on Mars and, to quote President Obama, push out into the solar system, not just to visit, but to stay. The list goes on, and that's why we need you, and we need these scholarships. With that in mind, I want to close by telling a personal story. My dream growing up in segregated Columbia, South Carolina, was not to fly airplanes. It was not to be a United States Marine. I never dreamed of any of that, but in 7th grade, my dream became to attend the United States Naval Academy. But growing up in the segregated South, it was unlikely, if not virtually impossible, for a black student to get a congressional recommendation necessary for admission. When I reached out to the members of Congress from South Carolina, their message consistently back to me was, don't even try. So, having applied to Vice President Lyndon Johnson, because every person in the United States is eligible for a vice presidential appointment, having applied to him for a number of years and had him say, just be patient, wait until you're a senior, and I would say, I just want you to know who I am when I become a senior, I wrote to President Lyndon Johnson for help. I never got a response. However, that possibly led to Congressman William Dawson of Illinois providing me the appointment I needed to be accepted. Representative Dawson himself was a veteran of World War I and only the 3rd black elected to Congress in the 20th century. After having to fight just for the opportunity to be admitted to the Naval Academy, my classmates, for some strange reason, did me the honor of electing me their class president. Today, I have the honor of serving as the first black administrator of NASA under the first black president of the United States. But the truth of the matter is, as far as we have come, we still have a long way to travel. Therefore, the work of providing more black students with opportunity to attend Houston Community College is also the work of moving our country forward on 2 journeys, a journey to social justice and a journey to Mars. At NASA, we believe everything we do is to benefit all humankind. We believe that we turn science fiction into science fact, and that we make the impossible possible. We want each and every one of you to join us on a journey into an incredible future. Dream big dreams, believe in yourselves, and continue to provide the critical support to HCC as you have done in the past. Thanks so much for allowing me to be a part of this incredible evening, and God bless all of you.
Dr. Bolden, I want to thank you so much for a very inspiring speech. This is our 10th anniversary, but I can tell you that The 10th one will be very memorable. You did us proud tonight. Can we give him another round of applause, please? And you're the only adult I know in the last 5 hours will keep my son still for at least 25 minutes. So God bless your heart. Again, thank you for being here tonight. And as a token of our appreciation, General, we want to give you this gift from HCC and the Black History Committee. Please accept it with all the sincerity and the genuine appreciation for what you do, for not only for this country, but for Black Americans, world, and Black people all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much to General Bolden. Aren't you proud? Isn't that amazing? Well, and he is, we love the fact that he still claims Houston. He did spend 20 years of his life here along with his beautiful wife and his kids, and we are just so grateful to have had him here. Look at Giovanni. He hung in there pretty good, though. All right, we want to let you guys go in just a moment, but that some fairly important information. And we want to bring up to the podium right now one person who has remained fairly constant throughout our 10 years here.
Consistently, we've seen him here when it's good, better, best. It's always a part of this program. Please welcome the chairman of HCC's Black History Committee, Dr. William Harmon.
My wife has given me the message, speak fast so we can get out of here. I know. When the good doctor was talking about the many students that she had encountered from HCC, I was hoping her next words wouldn't be as patients. But Melanie and Cambrell, you always do us good. And we appreciate what you do for this community and for HCC by giving up your time to serve as host and hostesses and hostess for this event. I'm going to stick to the script tonight. That way we will get out of here much faster. But every year I wonder, how can we improve on what we do? We've tried to get Major General Bolden for years. And I think we probably wore him down by asking so many times that he couldn't say no. And I was amazed this morning, his interaction with the students and how he was able to engage them to the point that drove them to ask questions. And one question, the panel was stumped. They couldn't respond. I said, that's good old HCC students. But there are so many people to thank. I represent the face of the Black History Gala. But there are so many behind the scenes that we've reached a point where everybody stays in their lane. Everybody understands what their responsibilities are, and that's what they follow. This has been a difficult time for us, and I'm here to tell you that tonight, for the first time, All of our expenses have been taken care of. We don't owe anybody a thing. There were times when we had expenses up through July, but that has been taken care of. Will the committee members, will you please stand? Thank you. I want to thank the Unstoppables, and I want to thank the Lifetime Achievement recipients for your dedication and for being here this evening. So folks, as I say every year, see you next year. Thank you. Huh? Thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Harmon. We appreciate him so very much every year. No. Look, this is your party. If you want to stand up here, we're good with that. And Cambrell, you know how much I love seeing you every year.
This is great. I love this. We don't get a chance to do this very often, but we look forward to this. Even though we compete, actually we don't compete. We're at different stations.
Yeah, because
At
we don't own
competing
nothing.
stations.
We don't own nothing, so we let them compete. We love each other very much.
we got it. We got it.
Before we let you go tonight, and we do want to thank General Bolden so much for being with us. He makes us so proud every single day. But before we let you go tonight, we want to give you a look back, since this is a big 10-year
10 years.
anniversary. The compilation of the 10 years that we have been a part of this gala.
It's been a spectacular event. Let's take a look back, and good night.
Good night, everybody.
Being asked to speak for Black History Scholarship Gala is especially meaningful for me because in many ways the topic of education and Black history are themes that have been ever present in my life journey.
We need to understand that 0 should represent absolute pi, the wholeality of all things, not nothing.
What?